Never did I see this lady smile. Not even once. Smacks me on the ass. And I'm like, what? You know, some people, they just see you and they're like, nah, like there is nothing you can do. You can lick my ass. And that's where it hit me. This lady is not talking to you because you're black. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a little bit different. It's the channel's first story time, so yeah. It's taken me a lot of courage to come in here and share my experience with you guys, so I do hope you enjoyed this video. Grab yourself some tea and sit down and relax and let's just talk. This video is in no way made to insult anyone's position or to make anyone feel bad if you're still working as a waitress. I pretty much just want to share my own experience. I started working as a waitress during my last year of studies. I believe it was actually my very last semester. My last semester was pretty much like the worst semester of my life. I was broke. Like, when I say broke, I was like, eat the same meal for a week kind of broke. I remember my roommate and I only have rice and beans and stew, and that's all we'd eat. Like, we'll probably snack on maybe cereal in the morning, and then it'll be rice and beans and stew in the afternoon. I don't even think we had meals in the evening. I think that was it. Just one meal a day. And I was so skinny, I was so stressed out. I had my final year project, I was broke, I was in a really bad place. I was pretty much squatting at the time I got the job. Okay, so before I got a job as a waitress, I was working at the Home Depot as just a cashier. And it was part-time because you're only allowed to work 20 hours as a student, as an international student in Canada. Anyways, I hated the job. After a while, I really hated it. I hated the smell of the place. I hated everything about it. I think one day I just pretty much called in and said, that's it, this is it, I quit, I'm done. I'm done with this position. And I didn't have a backup plan, I didn't have anything. So for months, I think I quit in like October, towards the end of October, and I was looking for a job for 2 months straight. And then I think I did get a job at Sephora in December, which I quit the very next day. Let me know if you'd like to see a story time on that video. That's another funny story. After I quit my job at Sephora, about 2-3 weeks later, I was still searching for a job, and I saw a job opening. It just said to come drop your resume at this restaurant. So I was like, okay, what the heck, I don't have any waitressing experience, but I'm just gonna try. So I walk into the restaurant, I see this older man, I just greet, and then I drop my resume, and he's like, okay, and he's like, oh, you go to school? I'm like, yeah. He's like, what you studying? I tell him petroleum engineering. He's like, that's good, that's great. And he was like, don't worry, I will pass your resume on and we'll see how it goes. I didn't even know at the time that was actually the owner of the restaurant. But anyways, I left, and I think later in the afternoon I got a phone call from his wife, and she pretty much just told me to show up the next day and told me what to wear. I didn't have an interview or anything, I just went there the next day. And as soon as I got there, I had like an hour or so, not an hour, maybe 30 minutes to go through the menu. And then after I did, I believe they started showing me like the ins and outs, where to find things and how to take orders. And at the end of my shift that day, I believe I went home with like $50. The shift was only for 3 hours, and I was not expecting that at all. I was like, why do I get a tip? I'm still training, I don't know anything, I barely did anything. So that was really nice. I did find it really helpful, because to be honest, I actually needed the money. At the time, I was pretty much squatting with my ex, and I really wanted a place of my own, and I didn't have any money or any savings towards getting my own place. So getting that $50 like made me like so happy. I was like, oh my God, I was like, yep, this is the job I'm gonna be doing for a long time. I was like, why haven't I, like all this while, why haven't I done this? Because the job is pretty much minimum wage, so you get $10 an hour for, or $10.75, I believe, $10.75 Canadian dollars an hour. And you know, I was only expecting my hourly wage. I wasn't expecting tips, at least not until, you know, later on. And at that point in time, I didn't really even understand how the tips worked and how it was shared and how you earn them. So it was the least of my concern. I was pretty much at the time just happy that I got a job. So to get $50 at the end of 3 hours, that was happiness. For the first few months, I was like really happy, really excited about my job, because I got to work I think 9 hours a week in the beginning, and I would make about $150 in tips, and I would make my normal minimum wage, which was okay and sufficient to like kind of like cover my rent and give me a little bit of food. So in no time, in about a month, I found a place of my own. I moved out. I was happy. I kept doing my job. It was really hard because I lived next to school, and like where I worked was about 15 minutes away if you had to drive, 10 to 15 minutes, and then with the bus was about 45-50 minutes. So you can imagine like after school, after all your classes, taking a long bus ride all the way to work, but the tips at the end of the day made it worth it. So at first I did find it a little bit hard to kind of like relate to the customers and get my personality out there. So I pretty much just smiled, which is the least you can do as a waitress. Just smiled. I tried to be attentive to the orders, take my orders correctly, and with time I started making friends. And in the beginning it was a good job. It was a great job. Once I started working my 8-hour shifts, I'd leave the restaurant with about anywhere from $80 to $150 some days, and that was really good. I feel like my life started. I was like, you know, saving to get my own apartment and saving to do a whole lot of things, and you know, just get myself into a more stable place. One of the best parts, or one of the parts I actually enjoyed, was, you know, having, you know, being able to like just have fun at work. You know, you get to see people drunk, you get to see people wasted, you get to see different kinds of people, you get to see people come in like all sober and leave, you know, a completely different person, all tipsy and all. But there were so many times where I'd get customers that were from the pit of hell, if I should say, and it would just drown me for days pretty much. There was once I had this lady, I think she walked in and she was just standing there, and like it wasn't so busy, so I walked up to her. I was like, oh, how can I help you today? And she doesn't speak to me, like doesn't even answer, doesn't even look at me, does not even acknowledge me. Only been a few cases where I've actually like experienced like racism, like, you know, you can tell this person doesn't want to be around you or doesn't want to talk to you, or this person like just hates your entire existence. It's only happened to me like, and I can count how many times, probably about once or twice. It's not something that I'm pretty much used to. So I thought she wasn't. So to be honest, I thought this lady couldn't hear me. So I went closer to her. I was like, ma'am, can you hear me? Like, how can I help you today? She just turns away. Like, how can someone talk to you? Like, I'm right in front of you. I'm trying to help you, and like you don't even acknowledge my existence. And that's where it hit me. This lady is not talking to you because you're black. I'm like, okay, like it's just the color of my skin, it's nothing else. I was nice to her. I spoke to her as politely as I could, but she just wouldn't speak to me. She just wouldn't acknowledge me. She just wouldn't give two about me. And I'm like, okay. And another waitress who's white walks up to her and she's like, hi, how can I help you? And this lady starts talking, oh, can I get an extra large royal pizza with this and that? I tried to help you for like 5 minutes, and you didn't even say one word to me. Not even one word to me. I was just dumbfounded, to be honest. I just had not experienced that in my life before. You should have even spoken to me and, you know, talk to me in like a harsh or unpleasant manner. I think I would have understood that. I can understand that, but like not even acknowledging the fact that I'm right in front of you and I'm trying to help you. That's another level of insulting. But I think by far the worst customer I had while I was waitressing was this very old guy. At first, I didn't think he was bad. Like he would come in at like 7, and then he would drink like a pint of beer for an hour, and after an hour and a half he'll order another one. My shift would start at 6. By 6:30 or 7 he'll be in there, and he will leave at the same time. You're not getting paid, you're spending your money, you're sitting here, you're wasting space. Like, I don't know what in life would make you so depressed and so unhappy for you to just, you know, spend 8 hours a day in a restaurant, in a lounge. And it's not like it wasn't like he had like a whole bunch of friends that he'd be meeting. He would pretty much just be sitting on his special table. He had a special spot, and he would sit there, try and watch TV or use his phone. It wasn't like he was on Instagram, you know, having a good time, or checking Snapchat, or reading the news, or checking out Facebook. Because I can be on my phone for hours, but He'd just be on his flip phone, flipping through numbers, or watching TV, or just trying to annoy somebody next to him, or trying to speak to some random person who doesn't even want to be around him at that point. At first it was cool, I just thought he was a lonely guy. So once in a while when it's kind of like dead at like 11 or 12, I'll go in there and just try to like speak to him, and then we'll talk, and I'll tell him how, you know, I'm looking for a job, I just graduated from school, I'm hoping I get an engineering job soon, blah blah blah. And then he'll be like, oh, have you applied to this place, have you applied to that place? We just talk like really randomly. And then sometimes I'll ask him about his family, and I believe once he told me that once he said his family doesn't really speak to him, or his son doesn't speak to him. I don't know, I don't really remember, but I can kind of understand when you don't have family, you don't have a wife, you don't have kids around you, it kind of gets lonely. So I can understand him coming to the bar like every single day and like staying to the very end. But at the end of the day, with $2.50 as a tip, it's kind of understandable, because if you had to, you know, tip every single day, like 7 days a week, I think maybe $2.50. It kind of adds up after a while. So yeah. But then what was actually more even annoying was how he scrutinized his bill at the end of the day. Like, this guy would have 6 pints and literally like argue with you every night. Oh, I didn't have 6, I had 5. No, you didn't have 5, you had 6. At some point I got so angry, each time he'd order a beer, I'll keep like the stamp. And then at the end of the day, I'll show him the stamp so he could like count. It had the time, it had everything, you know, he wouldn't argue anymore. But after a few months, I feel like he got really, really comfortable. And there was this beautiful, blessed day. Oh God. I go into the bar to pick up like, you know, the caps, the cups, get everything clean, and, you know, getting ready to close. So I like reach over to pick up like a glass, and this guy smacks me on the ass. And I'm like, what? Okay, so after my experience with the guy who tried to smack my ass at the first restaurant I was working at, I decided to move. I was working part-time at another, or at a different, you know, restaurant, and everything was fine, everything was okay. As usual, in the beginning, it's always perfect. But then I'd have like these customers like who would come in, and like they'll come in at the same time every single day. They'll come in at like 2 p.m. or 1 p.m. I don't know, 2, 3 or 4 p.m. I don't really remember. And they would sit down like for hours, just drinking coffee and talking and talk. And it's fine, like if you want to drink coffee, like if you want to like, you know, sit here, but could it not require so much attention? You know, especially when it's busy. Like I find like really, really hard. Okay, like when it's even when it's busy, like I still had to pay them like, you know, utmost attention. And having to see the same person over and over. For people who go to the same bar over and over and over again, I can completely understand being a regular and like having a good feel. Oh, you know, everyone here loves me. Trust me, they don't love you as much as you think. They do not. You know, you might want to take some days in between, you know, give them a break. Maybe go there one day, maybe go there 3 times a week, but every single day at the same time, come on, like, even your mom will be sick of you. And there was this other couple that always, you know, joined the everyday drinking coffee couple. And one day, one blessed day, this guy calls me, the guy, so the husband. He's like, oh, he wants a coffee, he wants like a refill. And then I bring the pot, I refill the coffee. And I think while I was trying to refill the coffee, he said half. But I heard him like a little bit too late. And he's like, I said half. Maybe you should have gone to school. And, you know, maybe some education would have helped you. I'm like, what makes you think I didn't go to school? I mean, I was just surprised. Like, I was like, what makes you think I'm not smart enough? Just because I filled your coffee all the way up and I didn't fill it halfway, I'm dumb and I didn't go to school. I don't have any purpose in life. Like, it's really, really hard. You just made me really see how people actually like view waitresses. Like, I never go to a restaurant and like downgrade like any girl just because she's serving, or any guy to begin with. Because everyone is hustling. Like, some of us are not like actually lucky to like have our parents rich or have everything like, you know, in order. Some of us actually have to take care of ourselves and take care of our families. And for you to walk into a place and speak to someone anyhow, someone who you know nothing about, someone whose life story you have no clue about, you don't just walk up to people and open your mouth with your bad breath and say bullshit to someone. You don't just sit down at a table and assume that you figured out this person just because this person works here 3 times a week or 4 times a week. This person never went to school. This person doesn't have this. This person doesn't have that. It usually 90% of the time is not the story. So I was really appalled, and I feel like that was another like really low moment. And I'm one person, I know as much as I try to be tough, or I might seem tough on the outside, I'm actually pretty much mushy on the inside. And he actually did hurt my feelings. I remember coming back from work the day and like crying my eyes out, because I feel like that was like a really humbling place in my life. And it just taught me how to be like a nicer person to anybody else out there, regardless of their position, whether the person's a janitor, whether the person's a waitress, whatever the job position is, or a cashier. It's always nice, even if a waitress is like rude to me, or like gives me the wrong order, or gives me an attitude. Fine, you give me an attitude, you act wrong, you do this, that's none of my business. Maybe you're having a bad day, but it's just going to reflect on the tip I'm going to give to you. But if someone's nice to you, someone doesn't do anything to you, someone's just doing her job, minding her business, and then you just decide to open your mouth and just throw out evil blessings everywhere and just say things without thinking, you must be such a horrible person, and your life must be so dim and dark for you to bring down someone else like that. That's what I think. I also had another lady who was just mean. I feel like when the very first day this woman saw my face, she just wasn't like, some people, they just see you and they're like, nah, like there is nothing you can do. You can kiss my ass and you're still not gonna satisfy me. You can do anything you want to do. You can bend over backwards and I will give not a flying F about you. That was this woman. First day she walked in, she's like, where's this person? I'm like, I don't know where this person is. Like, okay. And then she walks up, she pays her VLT, she gets her money, I give her money. She has been so nasty and so like, I don't want to say, she never really like insulted me or said anything harsh, but you can just tell from her aura, like whenever she was around me, like whenever she had like a ticket, she just dump it and then turn her face and wait for me to get her the money. She just take it and then she would walk away. Like so much attitude for somebody who actually doesn't even know anything about you or doesn't even care. Someone who's just there standing to do her job. Like I think now, just thinking about it, I still today cannot understand what I did to that lady. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's just the shape of my face, if it's my eyes, I don't know. It just has to be something, and I never figured it out. Till today, I don't even know what I ever did to her to like just deserve all that nonsense. Never did I see this lady smile. Not even once. Always angry. Like it was like a 9-to-5 job, just frowning her face. After a while, I was just over it. I was just like, I'm here whenever you win some money, bring a ticket, I'll get you some money, and then you get the fuck out of my face. That's it. And then one day she comes in and she's like, is this person around? I'm like, oh yeah, she's around. And this person comes in and gives her a coffee, and then she gives her $20 out of her winnings. I'm like, really? Like, you must be really... First of all, this lady is in like almost her 50s. I am half your age. Oh my god, I got a long way to go. Trust me, this $20 that you don't give me, or this $20 you're trying to rub in my face, it's not gonna kickstart anything in my life. It's not gonna do anything different in my life. It was so funny and so hurtful at the same time. It just really hurt, For someone to just belittle you for $20, I was like, this is not for me. I think after that, I just started praying to God. I was like, this waitressing thing just has to end, because as much as there are so many good people that actually love to see like every day and actually love having a conversation with, the people who were bad and awful, they just made the whole job like really stink, pretty much, like really stink. And there was a point in time I would come back from work every day and I would cry and I would pray and I'd be like, God, I don't know why you've kept me in this position for too long. I worked as a waitress, I believe, for about 1.5 years. And after the first 8 months, I think I was, I was ready for, some change in my life. I was ready. And I just really started applying for jobs, like even jobs that I wasn't qualified for, I was applying because I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna stay here forever. I made a deadline in 2017. I was like, if I don't get a job, if I don't get a full-time job, like a great offer before the end of November, I'm just gonna quit this job and I'm just gonna stay hungry. And then God can do whatever miracle He wants in my life, or He can let me just suffer. Pretty much, that was it. That was it. I was like, I'm just done, because it's really hard. I don't say I'm a proud person, but when you've worked so hard all your life, you followed all the rules, you went to school, you got the grades, you know, you had everything planned out, and it doesn't like turn out exactly how how you thought it would. You know, they tell you to do all these things, be a good student, be this, be that, get a degree so you can get a good job, and then you come out and then you get a job that just belittles all that you've worked for. It's actually hard. No matter how humble you are in life, like it would hurt your soul. But I feel like today, I feel like it was all for the best, because it was the most humbling moment of my life. Like customer service jobs are like humbling. The job that I have right now is still pretty much customer service. I get to help a lot of people, but waitressing is a whole other ball game. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. So shout out to all you waitresses that are hanging in there. There are good parts to the job and there are awful people out there. I feel like when you work customer service, you just realize that some people weren't just raised right, pretty much. And there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing in your hands to fix. You just gotta decide if it is for you or if it's not. That's it. So anyways guys, that's pretty much it. I'm not sure if I covered everything. I think I did. I think I did. I didn't really get into talking about all the people that I worked with, just out of respect. I just felt like sharing this story and sharing the different kind of customers I met while working as a waitress. This is pretty much just like, top of the line. Thank you guys. I'm in a much better place. I'm in a much better place, and if you guys didn't, deal with me and treat me the way you did, I think I would have been very, very comfortable as a waitress. Well, actually, I would not have, but maybe I would have stayed a little bit longer. So anyways, I'm grateful for the experience. I'm thankful for where I am now. If you've ever worked as a waitress, or if you've ever worked any customer service position, just let me know. Just spill the tea. Let's talk about the story. Tell me about the worst customer experiences you've ever had. Just drop it down in the comment section, okay? I want the comment section to be lit, alright? So just leave all your stories leave all your experiences in the comment section. I really want to read them, because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who's experienced this. I'm pretty sure it's not just me. I'm sure there are a lot of awful people out there who just make you want to just quit your job and go hide and lay on your bed and cover yourself up with a duvet and watch a good movie and forget about life. So leave all your comments in the comment section. Let me know if you enjoyed watching this story time. I'm sure I was all over the place, but I hope I got to the point. Make sure to subscribe. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and feel free to check out my other videos, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye.